After the embarrassment of Transit and Die Rise, we finally get ourselves to a point where we have a good zombies map. Mob of the Dead is a fucking classic, and thank God I don't make monetization on these videos because I would have been demonetized. But you know what, the statement I think kind of stands. Mob of the Dead is a fucking classic map, and some people would be like, yeah, but it's overrated, it's not as good. Shut up. Shush. Mob of the Dead is a brilliant map. And let's just get into it, shall we? Like, seriously, let's just get into it. So Mob of the Dead is, I think it's the first time Jason Blundell actually takes over a zombies map. Now, this won't be the only time he takes over a zombies map. As you know, he takes over Origins, and then BO3 and BO4, and then obviously stops taking over after, once we get to Cold War, which some people will be like, oh yeah, we can tell, but what else? Mob of the Dead is the first zombies map, I want to say, where things become a lot more complex. Things aren't normal anymore. Your main objective isn't just to kill the zombies. Your main objective is to get set up to a point where you're ready to go high rounds or ready to do the Easter egg. Mob of the Dead has so many new features. Let's just get into it, shall we? So the very first feature is the feature that actually replaces Quick Revive, the Afterlife system. So Mob of the Dead's whole thing is about being in this purgatory state where you're not dead, but you're not alive. You're stuck in a cycle. Now, ironically, the Easter egg is all about breaking the cycle or continuing the cycle. Depends on how you feel. Of course, our characters, Finn, Riesel, Sal, and Billy Handsome, obviously spawn into this purgatory state where it's the Alcatraz island prison, which they are on, is infested by zombies, and they literally start in Afterlife mode, which allows you to open certain doors of the map, allows you to activate like power boxes, which will give you the ability to go pick up power-ups. Literally use to tie on any piece of any perk. It's used multiple times throughout the Easter egg. Like, it's unreal. Obviously, that wasn't the only thing added to Mob. Oh, trust me, there was a lot more. Let's get into the very next thing, the wonder weapon, the Blundergat. The Blundergat is this shotgun blunderburst and just Gatling gun. It's insane. And of course, there's 3 different versions. Only 2 different versions on this map. Blood introduces a brand new version, which we'll talk about for the Blood video, of course. But the Acid Gat is the upgraded version of the Blundergat. There's also the Blundergat as well. The Blundergat works more of a shotgun, kind of a shotgun wonder weapon. Meanwhile, the Acid Gat works as a monkey bomb of sorts. So you basically fire it down, the zombies are attracted to it, boom, they blow up. Now, of course, there's a unique, of course, we have the Blundergat, but we also have the Hell's Retriever and the Hell's Redeemer. We'll talk about the Hell's Redeemer in a bit, but the Hell's Retriever, damn, what a fucking wonder weapon. And the way you get it's a wonder weapon. I'd say it's a wonder weapon. And the way you get this weapon is by feeding 3 dogs on the walls around the map. 1 in docks, 1 up nearby Deadshot, and the other one by Cell Block, literally like right in the middle of Cell Block. Feed enough zombies, and eventually the dog will go away. Then you go down to where like Double Tap is, and you'll find the entranceway to pick up the Hell's Retriever. Now the Hell's Redeemer is an upgraded version of that, and it's basically just better, of course. There's of course fucking melee weapons as well, like the Golden Spork. I don't know if there's like a Golden Forecast, but I don't think so. I think that might be Blood I'm thinking about here, of course. Of course, you got the classic ray gun, and you have the Mark II as well, which we'll talk about more about the Mark II once we get to Buried. Now, traps are also in Mob as well, and there's so many fucking traps, of course. There's the Acid Trap, the Tower Trap, which is basically like a sniper, right? Just a sniper, and there's the Fan Trap as well. If you want to know my favourite out of the 3, I really like the Fan Trap. I don't know why, I just think I think it's pretty fucking cool just seeing the zombies pieces just be cut up, I guess. Of course, all these traps, I think, are available without activating power. I think, actually, no, the Tower Trap, I think you have to activate power to access that trap. Now, there's a new boss, Brutus, and Brutus, in my opinion, is my favourite zombies boss of all time. There's been some really good, like, boss like mini bosses slash boss zombies. But Brutus, in my opinion, is really fucking cool. I've always thought his character design was really cool. I thought his backstory was really cool. And I love how much more character they added to Brutus when it came to Blood. Well, of course, I will have to talk about Blood once we get to Blood. But yeah, Brutus kind of works as a bit of a nuisance. He won't go after you in a sense. He'll go after the things around you. So if you have the mystery bots, he will go and attack the mystery bots, and you'll basically lock the mystery bots until you pay 2,000 points, or however many points. I think it's 2,000 points to unlock the mystery bots. Same for perks as well. Of course, Brutus can be easily killed, of course, just ray gun him, or, you know, use the blunder gap, you know, what else, you know? He's a pretty easy boss to deal with, but he can also be a nuisance if left unchecked, which I think is something I really like about some of these bosses, is if they are left unchecked, they're going to cause problems in your games. Now, let's talk about escaping Alcatraz, shall we, or how you pack a punch. So, you have to go around the map, and you have to get 5 different plane pieces. There's one for a washing machine, the other one for a code, which you'll go down like through the middle of the map, basically the area between the main prison and the docks. There's one by the docks, there's one up by the dog nearby dead shop, and the last one is activated once you basically turn off all the power things down by the dock, and you go back up to nearby Speed Cola, and you go to the right instead of the left, and basically you get that. You get those pieces. You go up to the rooftop. You build the plane. You fly over. You know, suddenly crash onto the Golden Gate Bridge, which is really fucking cool. And the pack punch machine will be there. Now, of course, there's electric chairs on the other end of the bridge as well, which you actually have to use to basically get back into the map. Of course, as soon as you get back in the map, you'll start with you'll be in the site room with Half-Life mode, and you'll keep all your packs, by the way, if you're ever worried about that. Now, something as well about the bridge, to basically stop you from just camping on the bridge, or like from just trading on the bridge, multiple Brutuses spawn, and I think it increases per one for each round you spawn, so, or each round you stay there. So if you stay there for like 10 rounds, I think 10 Brutuses literally spawn, and that's a bit of hell, isn't it? Now, Pop Goes the Weasel. What a fucking Easter egg. This is probably my... You know what? Yeah, I'll say it. It's probably my favourite Easter egg in Black Ops 2. Funny enough, I've never done it, which is absolutely shambolic, but I think just the Easter egg is just really fucking good, and I think the ending's really cool. While Origins Easter egg is probably a lot better gameplay-wise, and the ending is probably a lot more, not fulfilling, but a lot more mysterious, I really like the Pop Go the Weasel ending with the ability to have Weasel fight the other gangsters. I think that's really sick. And it's something I wish Zombies did a lot more. Of course, and there's multiple other Easter eggs as well. Like, you have the jump scare Easter egg, which is, I think, the first time a jump scare Easter egg's been introduced. And basically, if you just look at a certain point on the rooftop, you get jump scared with a high-pitched scream. It's pretty scary. Not the scariest Easter egg, though. Classified definitely has the scariest Easter egg. Last I ripped off it is very scary. Now, I haven't even talked about some of the other weapons that were introduced in this map, which I think we should just get into it, shall we? So, the Uzi. Yes, the Uzi. I think the Uzi was like a well-requested weapon for a while, and they finally added it in. There was the Tommy gun as well. The AK-47. Yes, I can't believe, like, you have the 47U, but you've never had the AK-47. It took into Mob of the Dead for it to be added. And it's also the fucking Death Machine as well. Fuck Death Machine's Death Machine power up. Let's just have a fucking Death Machine in. Generally, like, you know, it's insane. And this map, I think this is so much, how to describe it? I feel like there's so much love and passion that was brought into this map, and I think you can tell by just playing it. And I think that's a reason why I think the community, including myself, really fucking love this map, because this map is just brilliant. It's just incredible. There's not much negative I can talk about this map. And I mean, fucking what's it called? When I was younger and I saw the trailer for this map, I was generally scared because they showed off the place next to the laundry. I forgot what it's called off the top of my head, but I don't know why the dead bodies just freaked me out, honestly. Now, and it's just this map is just so fucking incredible. And honestly, we're not even going to talk about the trivia because we don't need to, because I kind of talked about a lot of the maps. Okay, I'll talk about one trivia. Alright, I'll talk about one of them. So in the beginning cutscene, right, all four protagonists fire more than 6 shots using the Python without reloading. That's typical film slash, you know, like, yeah, that's typical film shit. So if you don't know, in a lot of films and stuff, a lot of the characters will end up firing more bullets than the actual weapon has, or the weapons will have no recoil. It's typical film shit, and I mean, I'm not surprised. It's kind of funny, to be honest. But yeah, back to it anyway. Like I say, Mob of the Dead is just so incredible, and I think it's the Mob of the Dead started something kind of brand new for zombies. It kind of revived zombies when zombies needed it the most, because we had Transit, and Transit was not good. No offense, Transit was not good. I could see the ideas for Transit, but they just did not work well at all. You had Nuketown, which I mean, I made my point in the Die Rise video. Nuketown is a survival map, and it will probably always be a survival map. It was never too expansive to be its own, you know, standalone thing like Transit or Die Rise. And then you had Die Rise, which, while Die Rise was an improvement on Transit, it was still not that great, and I don't think it was well received by the community at the time. I don't know though. I can't remember. It's been what, like 10 years, like 11 years now. But Mob of the Dead, when it came out, it was so incredible, and Cell Block Grief as well was incredible as well. My favorite Grief map, by the way. Generally, I love Cell Block Grief, and it was so weird to have no Jug on Cell Block Grief, but to have PhD Flopper. That was such a weird thing. If you didn't know that, now you do. But yeah, like I say, Mob of the Dead was just a breath of fresh air for zombies, and you will see it as the maps go on, as we get on to the rest of the BO2 maps, and then AW's kind of a weird one, but we'll talk about AW of course, and then BO3. BO3 just had hit after hit, apart from Grod Crovey. But we'll go into that once we get to Grod Crovey. Anyway, that's Mob of the Dead. That's me done. I'll see you Muppets in the next one. Peace.